In this video, we've compiled the times undercover bosses got furious. Without further ado, let's get started. Brandon from Hamburger Mary's.
We have policies and procedures in place to make sure that all of our servers are taking the best care of our customers. We just want to make sure that those policies and procedures are followed at each of our locations all across the country.
Ashley and Brandon Wright, twin brothers and co-owners of the inclusive and accepting food chain franchise Hamburger Mary's, embarked on an undercover mission to Jacksonville, Florida. Their purpose was to gain first-hand information about the operations of one of their establishments. During their visit, Brandon shadowed one of the servers, Tristan, who gave him a quick overview of the tasks that needed to be completed during his shift.
You gotta have fun.
She is making a really good first impression on me.
You can do fun?
I can do fun. I don't know if I can do serving, though.
If you're gonna be a server, you're gonna look like one, baby.
Tristan made a good first impression, but that all drastically changed within minutes of Brandon starting his shift. She made judgmental comments about Brandon's appearance, comparing him to Doctor Who and Pee Wee Herman. The situation worsened when Tristan began speaking ill of the store's customers.
It's right here. You need to grab some forks, you need to grab some straws. Put them in there.
How many?
A handful of them. You might be right, you might be wrong.
And I guess if they need more, they can ask for more, right?
Sometimes they don't. He said, I waited for silverware the entire night and did not get it, and now my fish and chips are cold. First of all, you don't need a damn fork to eat fish and chips. The is wrong with you?
Throughout the shift, Tristan showed no restraint in berating their customers, recklessly using profanities without regard for professionalism. Brandon and Ashley were shocked by Tristan's sailor-like language, which created an uncomfortable atmosphere for both staff and patrons alike. Their concern grew as Tristan's self-centered behavior indicated she prioritized her preferences over customer satisfaction.
If anybody asks you if you suggest anything, like drink-wise, always suggest our most expensive mixed drink. You're always trying to make your check higher. That's money, money, money. That's what we're doing. Money, money, money.
When it was time for the twins to let Tristan know about who they really were, Brandon and Ashley addressed her remarks and behavior, leaving her absolutely terrified. They pointed out that there was a distinction between being sassy and being rude, and Tristan had crossed into the rude territory. As they were not the ultimate decision makers, Brandon and Ashley called in the franchise owners to handle the situation with Tristan.
Can we just fire me and let me go?
Like, can we fix this? Be retrained as a host and a food runner? Either that or we're going to part ways.
Is that the decision?
Is that your decision? That's my decision. I can't put you on the floor right now.
Jimbo from Hooters.
Bethany, front and center. We're looking at the hair. Is it styled?
It looks styled to me.
Okay. Makeup, is it on? She looks like a Hollywood starlet.
Yes.
Right? Okay, that's what we're looking for.
Hooters CEO Kobe Brooks posed as a new employee at a branch of his restaurant chain well known for its waitresses. He believed that a restaurant's general manager played an important role and wanted to see how the GM in this particular branch led his team. When he started his job, Kobe met the general manager, Jimbo, who gave him a run-through of how Hooters operated. But things started to go downhill very quickly from there.
Raina? Is that right, Raina?
Compliment her on her lack of nails. My, those are some non-glamorous nails you have.
When I first came in this morning, Jimbo made it very clear that, we are about the Hooters girl.
Hey, why don't you get another tattoo before tomorrow, too, okay?
I don't think he's clear on how the brand should be treated.
Jimbo was disrespectful toward the waitresses, constantly throwing out insults. Later, everything went completely off the rails when Jimbo had to decide which of the girls got to go home early.
You want to go home? You want to leave early today? Cuts are going to be on games. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
What am I supposed to do about school if I have to leave?
You're going to play my reindeer games.
You mean to go to school?
Yes.
Jimbo declared that the girls had to participate in a game to get the opportunity to go home. It only got worse when he revealed the game he wanted them to play.
Are you serious? No. What is wrong, honey? It's not okay.
The first girl that finishes her plate of beans will go home. Go! Oh, get some of that. Brianna, how are they, baby? Oh, they look tasty.
As all of this was happening, Kobe was forced to watch the disturbing scene from the sidelines as he didn't want to blow his cover. At the big reveal, Kobe reprimanded Jimbo, telling him that the way he ran the restaurant was completely against Hooters' philosophy and wasn't acceptable.
The way that you interact with the girls, quite frankly, is inappropriate. You're not giving them the respect that they need. You said all these girls are prima donnas. It's just stereotyping There's lines that you don't cross.
Surprisingly, Jimbo defended his behavior and told the CEO that he believed he needed to act that way to keep his staff in line.
If I'm too competitive and if I'm too harsh, man, it works. Shame on me if it's a bad thing. And I do have a track record of building sales and
You can build
fostering.
profit all you want. It's all about being respectful. That's the bottom line.
Cortland from PV Electronics.
I'm at PV Hollywood Showroom, and I'm going to be working with one of our sales and tech support guys. PV Hollywood Showroom's right on Guitar Row on the Sunset Strip. It's a lot of cool, hip things going on. A lot of great bands get started here, so it's exciting.
COO of PV Electronics, Cortland Gray, went incognito to explore his audio company's strategy for navigating the post-rock and roll boom of the 80s. Heading to a store in Hollywood, California, he immersed himself in the day-to-day operations to gain valuable insights. During his stay there, he was guided by AJ, an experienced sales and tech support person.
One of the unique things about the PV Hollywood Showroom is that we have a stage where we do live concerts with different bands around the area. So it's really important that this location lives up to the PV standard.
AJ promptly began running Cortland through their tasks. He emphasized the need to set up a guitar and amplifier wall for an upcoming live performance in the evening. Despite Cortland's apparent proficiency, AJ didn't hesitate to identify and address any mistakes his trainee made along the way.
I am really nervous he might put a scratch on it. You see all these like hand marks? These are not good. It doesn't look good. If you need to move the amp, you can definitely move them. You need a hand?
No, I get it.
Maybe he's having a bad day or something. I don't know. That's not a good idea. But it didn't feel like he's here to win this.
As the scheduled band arrived, enthusiastic customers eagerly entered the shop, looking forward to watching the local performance. However, their excitement waned as the band encountered issues caused by the store, dampening the overall experience. This left Cortland worried and in utter disbelief.
I'm thinking, why can't our guys get the sound right? Couldn't hear the singer. They knew it. I knew it. I'm pretty pissed off right now. Why is he blamed it on the microphone? I hear the opposite. We have some good microphones.
During the significant reveal, Cortland engaged in a discussion with AJ, seeking his perspective on the situation that unfolded. AJ openly recognized his responsibilities as the tech support lead and took full accountability. Despite the shortcomings, Cortland held AJ in high regard as an exceptional employee and rewarded him for the good work he was doing.
You know, the other thing that was a big concern for you was your visa. You're a great employee, so we're going to take care of all the costs and expenses related to the legal fees. Is that going to help you?
It's going to help me a lot. Thanks a lot. I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Wes from Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I'm looking for Wes. I'm Pete.
I'm going to teach you everything you need to know back here. Because when it comes to this, there ain't a damn thing. Hey, but you got to do exactly as I say.
I want to learn.
Nader Masada, the co-founder, president, and CEO of the restaurant franchise Buffalo Wings and Rings, had been hearing reports about the behavior of one of his employees. He decided to go on the show to see what was going on in that particular branch. At his new undercover job, Nader encountered the kitchen manager, Wes, who immediately started judging and insulting him from the moment they met.
Pete is dressed like a dork. Scumbag, gold chain, the thick nerd glasses. Damn, you're going to work back here with me. I have to get the lead out of your ass.
The situation only got worse as Nader continued his training under Wes. Wes treated everyone like garbage and made life in the kitchen a living hell.
You look like a pretty lonely guy. You probably should have some pretty good wrist action. Can't be a bitch back here.
No, I'll try not to be. What an ass.
You might be the biggest D-bag in history. Pete is a little bitch.
Later in the day, a new shift started with mostly young kids working. The age of the employee didn't matter to Wes, though, as he treated everyone equally bad.
Wes's behavior is definitely a bad representation of my brand.
Brendan has a mangina.
You always like this?
Are you on crack? Mainly what I get in here. Kids, high school kids. I'm an ass, I'm a kid, I'm harsh, I'm over the top. Fear equals respect. I'm gonna kick you straight in your little baby nut.
When Nader's day with Wes was finally over, he set up a meeting with the franchise's manager.
Is he just putting an act on?
No, that's him. He has no respect for anybody in that restaurant. He does treat his kitchen staff low, but there's no telling Wes.
I need to talk to Sean.
Later, Nader called in the manager and the franchise owner, Sean, to help him confront Wes. The trio tried their best to communicate to Wes that his behavior was unacceptable, but Wes disagreed and expressed that he had no plans to change how he acted and treated others.
I was a little intimidated by you. And you were pretty strong.
I am that way often, but not always.
Kids come in for their second shift, and you still use language that I wouldn't typically use.
I'm not their guidance counselor. I'm their manager.
The problem has to be fixed. I think I would have a better chance at success if we separate.
I'm gone then. I'm not going to change me. I am who I am. Sorry, I'm such a scary monster.
Ray from TGI Fridays.
Long Island was most profitable market in the entire country for TGI Fridays. The current sales performance in this restaurant is down about 15%. How do we get this business back to its former glory?
TGI Fridays, a renowned restaurant chain celebrated for its enjoyable and family-friendly atmosphere, was facing challenging circumstances. CEO Ray Blanchette donned a disguise and embarked on a mission to revitalize the brand. Ray went to one of their restaurants in Brooklyn to work alongside assistant manager Michelle.
As a manager, there's one main thing that you have to do working in a restaurant. You have to know how to multitask. That's the big word, multitask. Right. I'm friend of the house manager. I'm also the host manager.
Michelle's vibrant and enthusiastic nature indicated her genuine desire to excel in her role as assistant manager. Initially, it appeared that she was well qualified for the position. However, this perception changed abruptly during a discussion with Ray about her training for the job.
She said her training was 2 weeks long. A manager training at TGI Fridays starts at 8 weeks. There's a clear disconnect here. 2 weeks of training, like is that literally the amount of training she's received?
Over time, Ray's impression of Michelle deteriorated as her inadequate training became evident in the disarray of both the restaurant and its operations. She issued orders to the wrong individuals and disrupted the kitchen by mishandling food, causing confusion among the staff. This left Ray feeling frustrated about the situation.
Michelle just took the cops out. The job of a restaurant manager does not have to be that stressful. Somebody needs to sit down and really coach her on better leadership.
Amidst customers voicing their anger over a 25-minute wait, Michelle evaded direct interaction with them and sought answers from the kitchen crew, displaying a disregard for her duties as an assistant manager. Later, when Ray met with Michelle, he didn't shy away from addressing these concerning issues. But instead of reprimanding her further, he chose to be a beacon of hope and encouragement for the struggling franchise.
I'm going to send a quality assurance team, bring the standard up to TGI Fridays standards, and they're going to help you with staffing. I'm going to look to you and your fellow managers to maintain it. Do you think you can do that?
Of course.
How's that sound?
I would love to have that. I always feel like we need a lot more support than we have.
Right.
That will definitely be great.
Brad from True Value.
Nice to meet you, Lewis.
Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna take you through a normal day here at True Value.
Fantastic.
We're gonna smoke some cigarettes. We're gonna flirt with some women. We're gonna sell some.
I'm sorry, we're gonna do what?
The president and CEO of True Value Company, John Hartman, posed as a new employee for his company that is one of the largest retailer-owned hardware cooperatives in the world. He appeared on Undercover Boss to get a more informed perspective of how his companies run day to day. However, John wasn't prepared for what was waiting for him at the store he decided to work in.
Time out. Excuse me, miss. You're looking for nails. Well, you're in the right place. Maybe like a value pack set would help.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice meeting you.
That was great. The customer didn't come to the store looking for a boyfriend.
My goodness. Scrumptious.
I was really concerned that he was going to do something that would require me to take immediate action.
Right out of the gate, Brad made a horrible first impression on John. Things only got worse as John's shift went on, as Brad showed that he was more than willing to slack off when given the chance. Brad was also more focused on their female customers, hoping to get their phone numbers. Brad's behavior was far from appropriate, but he surprised John when he showed throughout the day that he was actually knowledgeable when it came to hardware.
You could strip out your bolts.
Okay.
One of our battery-operated ones, if you're gonna put together something like that.
Brad comes off as a bit of a lazy guy, but then he's knowledgeable. He understands the product. I'm trying to figure him out.
When it was time to reveal his true identity, John reprimanded Brad for how he acted while at work. It would have made sense if John fired Brad right then, but he decided against it. Instead, he offered to act as the young man's mentor.
I'll give it to you straight. Hardware store is not the place where you pick up girls. Our customers are there for one purpose, only to be treated respectfully. I saw a different Brad, and I was really glad that I didn't give up on you in the first 5 minutes. Can I be blunt with you? Isn't there a better Brad somewhere?
He's in there.
Let him out.
Rich from United Van Lines.
One of my buddies was like, hey, I got a job for you if you want. It turned into like a year later. I'm still doing it. I've just made some poor decisions over time. I'm trying to get back. The goal is, all right, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life.
United Van Lines CEO Rich McClure went undercover within his moving and relocation company to gain insights into employee experiences and enhance their customer service. While working alongside Andrew, Rich learned that the young man was only there to save money for a future job elsewhere. Later in the day, Rich was taken aback by an unexpected interaction between Andrew and the warehouse's general manager, Brian.
That wouldn't make any sense. What's up?
I need to National Weather Service.
He's going out this afternoon?
Yeah, they changed it from tomorrow to today.
Mind asking Mo?
Okay.
He doesn't know anything. Just because he's the general manager doesn't mean he knows what I do from a day-to-day.
Andrew's conversation with his boss was very short. He told him he couldn't do the job.
Rich couldn't help but feel puzzled when he observed Andrew casually turning down a work assignment by his boss. As the day progressed, Rich looked for opportunities to engage in a more extensive conversation with Andrew. Through their discussion, Rich hoped to uncover the reasons behind Andrew's behavior and explore any potential challenges he might be facing in his role.
Do you think there's opportunity here?
I mean, it still doesn't run like it should. I don't have a good gauge on what they're doing here. Because all I heard about was how terrible this agency was.
Really? You like working with this kind of stuff?
Not
this
really.
Is product. You won't like this as much?
It's just boring.
Unaware that he was conversing with his CEO, Andrew openly expressed criticism regarding the company's management and the facility he worked in. When it was time for Rich to reveal who he really was, the boss confronted Andrew about his negative attitude and his refusal to accept a task, simply because he didn't feel like doing it. He let his young employee know that his behavior was unacceptable.
I observed a situation where your boss called you and asked you to do a task, and you asked him to have someone else go do that job.
I mean, it honestly happens a lot more than you would think in a warehouse.
Does it? But it's not often you hear someone say no to their boss, and so I was surprised.
Rich addressed Andrew's unsatisfactory performance and provided him with valuable advice. He reached an agreement with Andrew, encouraging him to adopt a different perspective towards his job. Rich hoped that this would ignite a spark within the young man.
Here's what I'd like to do. For the next year or so, I'm going to check in with you. We want young, bright, conscientious folks who are committed. So I'm going to call you periodically. And, don't just complain, be proactive.
Yeah.
Think that'd be good advice?
Yeah. I mean, that all sounds fine to me. I'm perfectly willing to comply.
Keith from Budget Blinds.
Chad, who's the CEO of the company, he kind of took us around, told us what we were getting into type thing.
Keith has no idea who I am. I love it.
Chad Halleck, the CEO and co-founder of Budget Blinds, donned a disguise and started working for his company that is the largest window coverings franchise in North America. He wanted to observe if their systems were being run smoothly and efficiently. Chad began working in his company's franchise in Morris, Illinois under the franchise owner Keith. As they were making their way to a potential client, Keith shared some of his interesting opinions about the company's CEO, not knowing the person he was talking about was sitting right beside him.
And so there's two twin brothers, very different personalities. Brent's kind of just go with the flow type thing, more laid back. Chad is, I think, more serious, more set in his ways. He's all Hollywood, and we kind of make fun of that.
Despite being insulted by an employee, Chad chose not to react to it and continue with their work. Chad watched as Keith spoke to their prospective customers about what products they were looking to buy.
We're going to be looking at some window coverings today.
This room and in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a product in mind that you were thinking about doing?
I think Keith is really good at asking questions.
Would you see yourself as...
But there's sometimes too many questions.
Or are you leaning more towards a...
And too many choices.
There's a huge variety of colors.
Sometimes less is more in sales.
Chad noted that while there were some good aspects to Keith's sales technique, the franchise owner seemed to be trying too hard. And that may be the reason why he wasn't getting as many sales as he should be.
This is taking way too long. 2 rooms shouldn't take you longer than an hour, and that's driving me nuts. Today's consultation appointment opened my eyes to the fact that these franchisees may need a lot more design experience.
After they left the customer's home, Chad asked Keith about his approach to sales and if that was what corporate taught him to do. Keith continued to talk negatively about the CEO and pointed out the things he believed were flaws in how the company was run.
Chad, our CEO, I think his background is marketing, so that's kind of his baby. Pretty rigid guy. He doesn't take suggestions too well without getting overly defensive.
I don't think I'm defensive. I think I actually know what I'm talking about, and I've got incredible logic and rationale to support the decisions we make.
Stephen from Lohman's.
Joe Honey Booty Cut, Joe Everything, Chelsea Fit. We're going to go through this rack and we're going to make it right. Turn over the back of these pants. What do they say? Cigarette brand.
Stephen Newman, the CEO of Lohman's, decided to gain first-hand insights into the workings of their store in Washington, D.C. To achieve this, he assumed a covert identity and started working as a trainee. Stephen teamed up with Keisha, a visual merchandiser who quickly oriented him on the day's duties.
When I first meet Keisha, we were very rushed, and she was very quick to give me orders of what to do. You doing it or am I doing
attention. No, we're doing it together.
I had never done it, and she was already telling me that I was doing it wrong.
Stephen noticed some dissatisfaction with the store's operation since his last visit a year ago and aimed to implement changes. Although Keisha was rushing things, she seemed to be quite a good employee. However, Stephen was concerned about Keisha's negative attitude and lack of resources for visual merchandising in the store.
I don't like how they're running things. We have a corporate structure.
This is exactly what I was hoping I was not going to find. Her attitude is very negative.
Though Stephen's temper was slowly reaching its boiling point, he took the time to evaluate the impact of Keisha's negative attitude on the overall dynamics of the store. After much deliberation, he decided to confront the issue directly, assessing the feasibility of keeping her on board or parting ways. Ultimately, Stephen chose to address this matter during the big reveal.
I want you to make a commitment to me that you're going to do everything you can to make this opportunity a successful one for everyone.
Stephen's actions demonstrated his compassionate nature and genuine concern for his employees' well-being. He went the extra mile to not only support his staff, but also enhance the work environment. Despite Keisha not performing up to par, Stephen decided to incentivize her further improvement.
The store would look a little dated. Your store is due to be renovated early next spring. You'll get everything that you want. And I'd like to give you $10,000 to help you pay off some of those medical bills that I know weigh so heavy on you.
Not all employees are this terrible. Click now to see the best employees ever on Undercover Boss.